All right, well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's tasting. We were running a bit of a theme in the last couple of weeks where we've actually looked at ranges of wine. So last week, I believe we looked at Ango's Family Crest, and we were quite impressed, overall. Now, one of our favourite wineries, and one of my favourite winemakers, and really good guys, Walter Clappis, his winery is called Hedonist. Now, yes, he's obviously taken the name from hedonism, the love of good things, essentially. Well, that's a nice way of saying it. I think it's actually a sin, but anyway, we'll take that as a moment. Yeah. But we're going to look at the range of wine that they do for their estate range, estate range level. They've got an estate range level, an ecological level, and they've got the reserve. And I was trying to push to get the reserve Shiraz, but they said no.
Oh.
I think they said no because I didn't actually push hard enough. But anyway, so today we're going to look at their
so
range.
Now we're going to drink 7 wines.
We're going to drink 7 wines. Yeah, it's not even. We should have had 4 and 4, but hey. So the background for Walter Clappis, he used to own, I believe, actually I'm going to get this right. He owned Rouge Homme, very famous winery back through the 80s, and sold that. Got out of the wine industry for a little while, then came back into it with Hedonist. Now, he's also a bit of an entrepreneur. He's actually got quite a few little patents and logos and stuff to his name. He does a little bit of contract winemaking for other people. He does some brand labels for other wineries that don't actually have vineyards and stuff like that, but he'll sell them grapes, make wines, and then bottle it for them, I believe. He really lucked out when his daughter decided to marry James Cooter, whose dad made one of my favourite wines, Langston Cooter. And James grew up in the wine industry, and obviously Walter's daughter grew up in the wine industry too. Now they're the two main driving forces in Hedonist wines, apart from Walter's obviously drive for it as well. The wines, for the most part, are organic, biodynamic, vegan friendly. What does vegan friendly mean, Dan?
Well, animal products.
But what
it doesn't make fine and filtered with egg and...
Yeah, that's right. It hasn't been fined and filtered with egg, fish scale, or milk solids. So that's the big ones. I actually had a winery tell me, we're definitely not vegan friendly. I said, why is that? He goes, because we keep getting frogs caught in the in the vat. So yeah. Anyway, that aside, that's obviously not. Yeah, that was a joke. Anyway, that being said, although then again, Maynard from Tool decided that he was sick and tired of people asking if his wine was vegan friendly, so he actually got bacon and started dipping it into the vat, just to be a bit of a troll. So, but for the most part, these are all vegan friendly wines, organic, grown. Now, when I first met Walter a long time ago now, 2010, I think it was, I actually went to him to literally ask understanding biodynamics, because I knew that his winery was biodynamic. I knew he was a big exponent of it. And for a guy who has got a very highly scientific mind, a very high scientific background, it's a little bit esoteric, a little bit, sort of vortexing and, times of the month and different, a bit of a woo-woo thing going. However, that being said though, when I asked him, after a few drinks, it took a few drinks to get there, but we finally got him to loosen up enough to actually explain why he likes organics, biodynamics, I should say. And it was the consistency of fruit. He said, no matter what happens, the grapes just are better. Like, they just are. They're just better. In year on year, they seem to be, the more purity of the fruit's better. It resists a lot of the problems that they have in South Australia with weather conditions and disease pressures. He does use between the vineyards, the growing for different like legumes and herbs and things like that. He follows the biodynamic calendar, when to do things, when not to do things. Does the 501, I think it's called, is their cow poo into the cow horn type thing, for what's it called? Fertilizing the plants. It's very esoteric though when it comes to things like vortexing and drawing things from the celestial bodies. The ending result of the conversation was he truly believed what he was doing, and he spent a lot of time making sure that everything followed that. Now what that means for me is that he spent more time in the vineyard making sure everything was correct, which, irrespective of any woo-woo esoteric stuff, means that he's more time in the vineyard, he's more time looking at things, and therefore he's got a much better oversight on things. Unlike a lot of places that go, yeah, we'll throw a spray on it now. Why is that? Because it's that time of the year we're going to spray.
Right.
So at the end of the day, he really does care about his vineyards, and he cares about the wines that he's making. So he does put a lot of effort and time into it. And I'm not saying that all winemakers don't do that, or other winemakers don't do that, but his is following a procedural thing that he has to do, and therefore is more regular and more consistent. That being said,
Does he also think from memory, nothing comes on, nothing goes off?
Nothing in and out.
So
Yeah.
everything's mulched down.
Yep.
Turned back into mulch, put back into the.
That's one of the big practices, is that everything that comes out, they obviously put it back in and put it. They never remove everything from the vineyard. They always leave stuff to go back into the vineyard, and that's what when the obviously grapes and fruit comes off it, but that goes back in via things they put back onto the vineyard, like the in between growths and things like that. So when we tried the wines, well, we've had them in since essentially Michael started bringing them in, and started off with the Cabernet, Shiraz, and Rosé, and then expanded out to the Sangiovese, the Tempranillo, the GSM, and the Fiano. And the Fiano is the sort of the newest one that we carry in, and is actually a delightful wine. So Fiano, does either of you guys know anything about Fiano?
No, actually.
Right, Fiano, Italian grape varietal, grown predominantly, Sicily, the southern part of Sicily does a lot, and in Italy in the region of Campania. Campania is sort of around that Rome sort of area. It's actually grown a lot of places in Italy, like a lot of places. But it was brought over to Australia and is grown predominantly mainly in South Australia. There are other, I think West Australia has a couple to Victoria's taken it on board, and I've even seen one from Tassie. So
Very reasonable type.
yeah, it does. And look at the nose though.
You get a good smell before you even bring it up.
The aromatics in that. Aromatics being the perfume of the aroma. It's
Yeah.
just, oh wow. So just on the nose without even tasting it, that's just delightful. What do you reckon, Dan? What sort of fruits in there?
It's white peach.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
Very light style fruit.
Very light, very aromatic. When you put it across the palate though, very dry. It's not it's not sweet, it smells like it's going to be really fruity. When you taste it though, the acidity, it's a light bodied wine, crisp, goes excellently with seafoods and things like that.
It's a big difference from the smell to the
Yeah.
taste you said, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you stick that in your nose and you're getting those big sort of Riesling notes to it, sort of lemony, white flowers, white peach. You get a lot of those notes coming in there, and you put it across the palate. Light, dry, bit of chamomile to it, just beautiful. Really crisp, easy drinking style.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. If you're after something with a bit more body, like a Chardonnay, probably isn't your thing. But
How do you reckon this would go in oak?
a good point. Because of the lightness of the fruit itself, if you put oak to it, it probably dominated, like over-dominated. Putting it through a bit of malolactic fermentation would probably give it some body. Actually, if
It
you
sort of feels like
yeah,
it could get body.
you could have a little bit more body into it with some oak, I guess, some winemaking. I haven't actually seen it done though. I'm probably sure it is done somewhere, but I haven't seen it done myself. But if you see the word Fiano, generally you're going to get in something that's going to go real well with seafood, particularly. Yeah, just easy drinking. It's a bit too dangerous, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just beautiful. So crisp, dry, sort of that little touch of chamomile, little white flowers, bit of white peach, like the underripe type peach.
Yeah, it's not, doesn't stand out there, it's just soft.
And when you talk about a lot of the wines that we have for seafood, pickpool and things like that, usually they're quite like fairly insipid, fairly tasteless. This has enough flavour to it to carry it through for me. You could put it through with scallops, prawns. You see prawns go really well with that. But something heavier like lobster or muddy crab or anything like that probably would overwhelm it a little bit. So yeah, I still like it though.
Yeah.
So yes. So yeah, that's
Lovely white wine.
it's a good little white, especially if you like something light, dry, easy drinking. Great for a hot summer's day. Really good.
I think every time we have that one, we go, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Quite good actually.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about revisiting these, you forget.
Yeah.
You remember it was good, but you can't remember what.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the reasons that I wanted to do this is because we do promote and talk about so many ranges of wine that we try to get new things in to make people go, oh, this is the latest and greatest, following the trends. But realistically, a lot of the wines that we have in store have been staples for so long. We've got people that just walk in and grab the bottles. They don't even care the
So
price.
does yeah.
Put it off the shelf, they try.
Yeah,
Where's it gone?
I literally walk to the same spot every time, just hang in.
yeah. So next one is the rosé. Now originally the rosé was a Sangiovese based rosé, and I still believe it is. It might have a little bit of Grenache in there now though, because they've actually got Grenache growing on the property. Most rosés in Australia coming out of those sort of Yarra Valley and things like that are generally Pinot based. Walter did a Sangiovese based rosé, which is light bright cherry. If I remember correctly, it's light bright cherry and really just a lovely savoury style rosé. So it's dry, it's not meant to be sweet. Yep, I'm right. So light bright cherry. There is a little bit of that sort of Turkish delight note in there, which suggests that there is probably Grenache or even a touch of Shiraz, but crisp and dry in the back. Again, it actually plays a nice little foil off against the last one, the Fiona. This is something you'd actually go throwing with salmon.
I didn't get salmon. I didn't get any salmon.
And I'm glad you didn't start eating salmon.
Do you? You don't eat seafood.
No, I
seafood.
don't generally like seafood. No, generally not my thing.
I'm usually one of the old ones out at home. I'm a big seafood eater.
I like seafood. I seafood and I eat it. I don't give it.
Yep. So, if you're looking for a good Australian rosé that isn't sweet, isn't too dry either. It's not screaming like high acidity. It's got a really good balance of flavours to it. Just some light, bright sort of notes at the start, but then into that real savouriness at the back. And even a little touch of herbalness in the back there too. That's a great little rosé. Yeah.
Is that what they also describe as minerality?
Yeah, a little, minerality. Yeah, I'd probably go a little bit more herby, like sort of that thyme sort of note to the back of it.
That's what that is.
Again, that's something pretty light with it.
Yeah.
Sounds-
Yeah, essentially that's the light sort of style. Now,
Chicken.
Chicken, yeah.
this was actually one of our favourite wines when we got it in originally. It's been a while since we've looked at it, so I'm really looking forward to trying it again. Which is your red glass there?
Yeah,
Adam?
that one there.
That one there? You sure?
Yeah.
Looks like good stuff in it. Okay, yeah. Right. Okay. This is your classic pizza wine.
Oh,
Sangiovese.
you love pizza.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, oh no, I'm telling a lie. I've actually misread this because I didn't have my glasses on. Let me guess.
Tempranillo.
No, this is Tempranillo. Oh, I've done this wrong way around. Okay. Okay.
Just use your glass.
Well, if you use other glass, then that's a smarter move. Let's put that around there. We'll put that to the side. I was actually looking at the colour going, that's really dark. Right, let's go back to this then. Sangiovese. This is actually one of our favourite. When it first came in, this was the wine that I went, wow, I really like that. I know that McLaren, where he is, is actually more a Shiraz driven sort of area. And at that time, alternate varietals were not huge. When I was down there, I had a big discussion with a Rosemount winemaker, and we talked about Sangiovese, and I said, I really love the Sangiovese that you did. And they said, oh, we got rid of it. I said, why is that? Because people couldn't pronounce it. I'm not kidding. And that was Sango, I don't know what it is, yeah. He literally said, no, that's what we got rid of for, is no one could pronounce it, so therefore we never sold.
Rolls off the tongue, eh?
And I turned around and said,
Sangiovese.
that is the dodgiest excuse to not make a wine I've ever heard in my life.
Sangiovese.
I would have even called it something like an Italian red style, or something. But yeah. So Sangiovese, you'll hear it said Sangiovese or Sanjo, but this one here, this is without tasting it. Generally, it's always bright red cherries, savoury, and mint. So sour red cherries. So bright sour red cherries. Yep, and it pretty much says what it says. Yeah. Oh, that does that. Think of that little sour cherry note. Now this goes brilliantly with tomato and tomato-based dishes. Mm. And the sweetness of tomato, going up against the savouriness of that, just makes a beautiful pairing. So it's a real contrast pairing on that one. Yeah, okay, so originally when we first had it, it tastes pretty much as I described it, and it still tastes pretty much as I described it. I feel good about that. That was lucky. So, yeah, Dan, what are your thoughts?
Good, the tannins are very light, well balanced, it's smooth.
They're there though, which is good.
Yeah, but it's
they're there.
balanced, isn't it? It's not, nothing's over the top.
You can see why it goes well with pizza.
Adam?
Would take that cheese and oil off your
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah, I can't find it did go good with the tomato. I'm getting a nice bit of warmth down the throat too, so.
It is probably a little bit warmer than I remember it. Like usually they sit about 13 and a half. This is probably 14.
13.
Oh, it is 13 and a half, okay.
Give or take 5, wasn't it?
You give or take 5, but I reckon that's probably fairly bang on.
It goes well. The white pepper I put on there. White pepper.
A little
Just
bit of
gives it
spice
that
out of it.
spice,
Yeah.
Oh, that is delightful.
It's good.
This is really
It's
good.
good.
I've had my parents-in-law up for the last few days, so we've been drinking a fair bit of wine. And I've actually been looking forward to this because it's a wine that I can actually sit there and go, oh yes, I can talk about this without actually having to say anything else.
It's good. It's solid.
It's a great wine. Look, if you're having pizza, a bottle of that, nailed it. And remember, it also sits in the organic section. Is it fully biodynamic? No, this one's just straight out organic. Yeah, this is just organic. Oh no, hold on, I could be wrong. No, it is biodynamic. This ticks all the
There
boxes.
you go.
So,
So you can feel good about yourself while you're drinking.
yeah, actually, double check that. This one's vegan friendly, so that's probably in conversion for biodynamicism. That one's biodynamic. Yeah, that's biodynamic.
Biodynamicism.
And that's biodynamicism, yeah, biodynamic.
Oh,
If it's not a real word, that is now.
It is now.
It's a great word.
Some marketing person's got a hold of it.
Could spell that one.
B.
Right, so,
I'm getting that wrong.
yeah, it's turning up in the back there. Most Italian Sangios and Tuscans sit between 12 and a half. However, with the warmer climates, it's turning up then and they're getting to 13. This sits at 13 and a half. You are getting a little bit of warmth in the back there, but it's just, I think it's a sort of a blend of that savouriness, acidity, and the alcohol is just pushing through in the back there.
Is it a little darker than most Sango? I thought Sango.
No, that's about it. So you kind of, probably a good example is to look at your temp, and you'll see the difference in colour right away. Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty deep colour, that temp. That's a cracking little one. I really enjoy that. That's actually one of my favourites. Like Sangiovese is one of my favourite grapes to drink. Barbera is another one I really enjoy, but this, yeah, if you want something in Australia that is showing, you know, some really good Italian style flavours, Sangiovese is fantastic. Yeah. Now the next one, I'm on the fence about, and I have been on the fence about ever since they brought it in.
The GSM. Why are you on the fence?
So, when Walter started doing Grenache on GSM, in fact, he started his ecologic range, and he did this to show the purity of the grapes. So, without too much winemaking added over the top of anything, it is literally the grape itself, the expression of the grape, which at that time, when we're talking 5-7 years ago, it must be about 5 or 7 years, like we're in 20, yeah, so it would be about 7 years ago when he started doing this. He'd bought Foudres. Foudres are barrels that are about 5,000 litres, big barrels. So there's not a huge amount of oak integration into it. And of course, you know, expressing the grape without running winemaking over the top of it has always been like, and this is probably just my own biases, I find people that don't put winemaking to their wines can look pretty, they can look fruit forward, but they don't have that layering of complexity that I enjoy in my wines. It just sort of lacks that little layer of complexity. So when they first started doing it, it was, you know, obviously the wine styles themselves were just lovely fruit, like great fruit. Pristine, clean, on point. All the tick boxes that all of your somms in the top end restaurants were asking for. But for me, I always wanted to get hold of a wine that a winemaker had put his stamp on and actually knew what he was doing with his oaks and things like that. So the first time I saw his ecologic range, it was beautiful, it was pristine, clean, it was pretty, it was the whole bit, but it just lacked that layer and complexity that I really enjoy in my wine. And the Grenache came out, the GSM came out, and it sort of showed that really pretty style, unoaked sort of style. So I honestly haven't been trying it. So this is actually the first time I've tried this wine for probably 7 years.
Yeah.
Since for at least.
Well, I think when Michael first brought it in, we were we pretty much taken Hedonist wines without trying. They're all good. They're all. They're all up to a standard. So.
But this has always been the one that I'm like, let's have a look. So
we are a little biased on our GSM.
Oh, we are, but we do want to talk about that. So good nose, fantastic nose, really pretty. Got that sort of toffee appley sort of note to it, which is good. It's got some really sort of blue fruits on there as well. It's actually quite nice. It's light, pretty, aromatic. There's no, if there's oak, it's older oak, just to give you a little bit of texture. Would you put it as one of your best GSM expressions? Maybe not.
As I said, probably biased.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit of a spice taste to that.
Great spice to it. Like the
It'd
spice
be
is
interesting to see
lovely.
what the ratios of what are in that.
It must be pretty close. I don't think there's. To me, I'm not getting a lot of it of ash. I'm not getting that sweet.
So you reckon it's about a 40-20?
Yeah. It'd probably be pretty even. I think the ash and
So we've been looking at Grenache the last couple of weeks, particularly the new Brockenshack one. We did have that Grenache tasting where we had the Soul Growers, Brockenshack, Clary's, Shadow Tanunda, and Dandelion.
Yeah.
This would probably be the lightest of all of those.
Yeah.
So
It's still got some burn in it though. Like
Yeah, it's got
a little bit of heat to it as well. Yeah. Look, I think For me, out of the range, this is probably the weaker
If
one.
someone wanted biodynamic and they wanted a dry GSM, they wouldn't go. That's horrible.
No, it's a good wine. Like it is a really, like we're being nitpicky now because
We've done a lot of it recently.
we've done a lot of it recently.
Yeah, we're well researched on GSM.
Yeah, when it comes to GSM, you could pretty much throw it at us and we'll know what we're after. This is probably the lightest of it and the most expressive of the grapes in there. That's probably that's
That's what he was going for.
That's what he was going for.
Yeah.
So, it is exactly what it says on the label. This is what he's trying to do. And more power to him if he likes that sort of
He hasn't
stuff.
tried to alter it too much
No.
by more oak or.
Yeah. I reckon I personally would love more oak to
A
it.
little bit of oak.
A little bit of oak would be
Vanilla
great.
would be wonderful.
Touch of new oak would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, or even just some 1 year old or 1 year old oak would be great.
Yeah.
More
Maybe
Grenache.
maybe it's in there, but actually more Grenache
I
too.
reckon some more Grenache.
Yeah.
I agree.
for those.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or even pick the Grenache a little bit later. By the way, we're not viticulturists, we just drink wine. So take us with a grain of
And
salt.
somehow have an opinion.
Yeah, we have an opinion that we're putting out into the world. So,
We have an opinion that we have an opinion.
yeah. Oh, you made it. Well, we're all knowledgeable. So, it is better than the Clary's on that pour that we did.
Yes.
Oh, no, sitting pool, yeah.
I reckon it probably is a little bit higher in Matara than I was giving it credit for.
There's not a lot of tannin or.
No,
drippiness
the
there.
tannin turns up in the back there.
That would be an interesting one
Mm.
to leave out and air versus, remember the Clary's fresh pour versus air.
Yeah, that's true actually. Right, the next one though is the Tempranillo, which is the one I.
Tempranillo.
If I put my glasses on, I would have known that.
Which has had some time to breathe.
They
I'm
should
very
have
good
some
job. Now, Tempranillo. What do we know about Tempranillo? Where's it originally from?
Spain.
Yes, well done, Chatty. What are the classic regions in Spain that you do find Tempranillo?
Spain.
Yeah, thank you. It's an area called Rioja.
Rioja.
R-I-O-J-A. Rioja.
Bless you.
Rioja. There's three parts of Rioja. You have Rioja Alta, which means high. Rioja, it's just Rioja. And then you have Rioja, it used to be Baja, but now it's Rioja Orient. Because it is, it's the,
The Chinese buy it.
no, it's... Oh, and that's we're bad. So,
And goodbye.
Technical difficulty.
Orient means east.
Ah,
So, yeah, it's amazing how words get transformed, isn't it? Like Oriental, it means Easterner. That's literally what it all means. So you could literally say that on the east coast of Australia, we're Australian Orientals. That doesn't necessarily mean we've got slanty eyes and short, So
I didn't go that far.
Didn't go that far. That being said, though, now Tempranillo. What do you normally get with Tempranillo? If you're drinking classic Tempranillo, you're getting red cherry. Generally, they throw a lot of American oak into it, so you get like little butterscotch and coconut things. But because Walter's not doing that, he's looking for balance in his wines. You're not going to get that. So I'm going to say, I haven't tried this yet. You're going to get red cherries. You're not going to get the savouriness of the Sangiovese, but you're going to get more tannin notes to it. And the acidity should marry up quite nicely to give it that bit more fruit-forward, brighter style. So let's have a
a lot
look.
darker one.
It is dark, like it is really dark. It's lovely. The nose, that nose is beautiful. It's like really like black cherries. The worst part is, we start describing wine regularly, and we do this quite a lot. And you begin to see the taste notes in your head when you write them on the back of a bottle. And I feel a bit marketesque when I do it, because I've read a lot of wine labels over the years, and it's literally like you could write them with AI. It's essentially the same words used over and over again, with some different words in the middle part. But that's because the grape varietal itself does express pretty much similar sort of characters all the way through. It's when you buy a Shiraz that is a grippy, tannin, chalky style, like that's, no, you don't want that in Shiraz.
Right?
But, you know,
If it is, wrong.
yeah, or the other one that says, lavender blue fruits and Yeah, lavender blueberries. What's already lavender
bought
blueberries
soap.
and chocolates in the back. I'm like, lavender and chocolate's not two flavors I'm going to put together very often.
No.
So I've read a lot of those over the years, and it's literally written by marketing companies. And it kind of says when we start describing wines, because we use similar terminology over and over again, for grape varietals, you'll actually start using the same words over and over again, which is why when you do wine training, you'll start seeing the same fruits turning up over and over again in the same varietals. Out of the same regions, you'll get the same notes for acidity and tannin. For the same country, you might see warmer climates, you're going to get more fruit forward to more New World styles, essentially. So
Alcohol.
it's
Yeah.
alcohols, higher
Yeah.
alcohols, things like that. You are going to get quite
Less
regular.
leather versus more.
Unless you get, and if it's aged wine, you're going to get leathers, nuts, toffees and things like that. Unless you get something really dichotomous from the whole gamut of what Australia is, where you get Tasmania, which is friggin' cold.
Did you hear that one there?
I heard something, I just stopped, I went, no.
Gamut and dichotomous in the same sentence.
I love working with you people.
Anyway,
Got all the
yes,
big
so,
words
sorry,
today.
all the big words are working with me. And this is why I work with these people. They bring me back down to earth really hard with a thumb. Yeah, absolute thumb. Right, so what do we think of the temp?
It's solid drinking.
Yeah, it's literally what it says in the
Chevy
label.
is our tent.
Yeah, temp. He could be really temp because he's trying to get his son a job too.
Doesn't stick around long for me.
He's just trying to keep.
No, I'm still getting quite a long.
100%.
Yeah, I'm getting it sticking around the back. The length or the persistence is actually sticking around, mainly to do with that sort of cherry note that holds through.
That's the one that sits on the back.
It sits at
isn't
the back of the palate. The tannin structure of it is really good. It's a nice spine of tannin, but that tannin is just dissipating rather quickly. The acidity though makes my cheeks water. That's why I literally grabbed for a piece of meat. It's like
I can still feel it on the back of my tongue though. Like the flavour's gone, but
Mm.
I can still feel there's something there.
Yeah, it's grippy.
Oh, she's gripping hard.
So, what would you put?
Stop it.
Charlie's walked away.
Come back, Charlie.
What would you put food-wise with this?
With that tannin, that.
With like a braised beef or something like that, I reckon it'd be great.
Mm-hmm. I reckon
Curry.
Oh, actually, curry would go well.
curry.
Yeah. Personally, I've had this in the last week. I've had this twice. It's paella.
Oh yeah.
Rice, tomato, capsicum. Actually,
Spicy flavours.
those
yeah.
little things.
Yeah.
Whack that in there, and yeah, it is just
Well, that's made a big difference.
a bit of spice with this is phenomenal.
And the oiliness out of the fish
Yeah.
probably goes
Yeah.
really well. So.
It's excellent. And this is the thing, whenever you're drinking wine, now I know there's a lot of people out there who enjoy drinking wine, 4 litres at a time in some cases.
We
But-
get a free pillow at the end
Yeah,
of the
they
night.
do get a free pillow at the end of the night. But if you have it with food, it really does lift the flavour profiles of food. And I've had a lot of really good meals over the years and some really
Is
top
it a bit
end.
hot for you, Adam?
Warm there, Adam.
Oh, just hot in general.
Yeah, he just knows he looks good.
Okay.
So, I've had a lot of good meals over the years, and I have to say, every time wine's involved, it just lifts it to the next level for me. You watch a MasterChef show and you're like, oh yes, look, he's cooking a steak, and you go, I can do that at home.
But you slow down as well. You stop it
Yeah.
for a minute and have a drink.
Yeah.
Not just sitting there going, scoff,
Yeah.
scoff,
Yeah.
scoff, scoff, scoff. Yeah, all
But you
gone.
so you give the wine a chance to air as well.
Unless your name is Cody, and then you can somehow drink wine quickly and eat all the food on the plate so rapidly that I just turn around and go, you finished, and he walks past me.
Call him Hoover.
Yeah, well, he's not far off. So, I really enjoy that Tempranillo from Hedonist. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Actually, the Sangiovese and the temp, I'm torn on. I don't know which one I'm more enjoying.
Maybe it's just because recency bias, but Tempranillo so far.
Yeah,
But I'll probably give this another visit
yeah.
once we're done doing.
We do give all these another revisit.
A lot of revisits.
Don't tell the police. So, yeah.
Don't know which one I like best yet.
Mm. Oh wow! So as you let this open and breathe, there's a lot more complexity coming in the back. I'm really looking forward to revisiting the Sangiovese because I've just suddenly picked up a whole new range of flavours in the back palate. And it's only been open like 10 minutes.
What's that one?
This is 10, so yeah. That's all right. I'm probably gonna just push that forward slightly because I really like that. This is our biggest seller in store. Is the Hedonist Sangiovese. Hedonist Shiraz. Now, why is it our biggest seller in store? Well, probably two major reasons. One is that the biggest selling wine style in Australia is Shiraz. Why is that? Because Australia has built its entire wine industry on the back of Shiraz. And the reason is because it's fruit forward, it's got a touch of spice, not a huge amount of spice. The tannins are soft and rounded, and the alcohols are a little bit up there. But yeah, we make a really good Shiraz in Australia, and particularly out of McLaren Vale and Barossa. And as this is a McLaren Vale wine, without drinking it, without even looking or smelling it, the classic wine tasting note for McLaren Vale Shiraz is blue fruits, a bit of chocolate, velvety tannins. They're the three major ones that you sort of talk about when you start drinking them. If you do get a highly red fruited Shiraz coming out of a red fruited Shiraz, light bodied, and then actually having like no spice and very little of those bit of dark chocolates in the back, I'm not 100% certain what the hell it could be. That is
grapes brought in from elsewhere.
Look, I have had a McLaren Vale Shiraz where I think the truck drove through McLaren Vale on the way to the winery, but I'm pretty sure. Now, I do know Walters is 100% McLaren Vale Shiraz. I know it's biodynamic. I know this is basically his baby. So
I like when they're out and visiting. First thing was, do you want a beer? I just wanted to visit a winery and we're sitting there having beers with the winemaker.
Yeah, I must admit, he's pretty clever that way. It's like, let's do this. Well, we had a really awesome time with him at his house. We sat there and it looks over all of McLaren Vale. It's a beautiful house, and his wife is such a lovely human being too. Like, she is really good. He's looking after his grandkids as well. Last time I was there, Roz and I had dinner at his place. They're just genuinely lovely people. And this is the other part of the wine industry, and the other part of our store itself, is that whilst we sell these wines, obviously to make money for the owner, which is Trevor, we do this because the people that make this wine are real people. They're not a company. This is a family business. They're not just a conglomerate that just puts out homogenous wine constantly year on year. This is real people making real wine, and the reason that they're doing it is because he could retire tomorrow. He wouldn't have to do a thing again. He's made his money back in Rouge Home days. He doesn't need to do it now. But he does this because of the passion and love he's got behind it. And I honestly think wineries like Hedonist, like Brock and Shack, they're just such great wineries because the people, and Coriol is another one too. Like, all these guys are real people. And I think you care about what they're doing. And the stories are that I had a beer with Walter. We went to the restaurant in Wollonga with him, and we sat around singing Harry Chapin songs. In the middle of the restaurant, people are just looking around going, what's going on? And we're singing, it was an early...
large table.
It was a big group of us. And we were singing Taxi, and we were singing Cats in the Cradle, and just having a great time. And he's a major music lover, which is really good, which is really funny because we were in his winery and he showed me it's this enormous bowl. And we were talking about, what biodynamicism and all that kind of means. And he goes, you ever walked into a room, or ever been in a really good mood, walked into a room where suddenly everything felt off? Everything felt really uncomfortable and it was just a real tension in the air. He said, it's a thing. All of us know it's a thing. We all understand that at that point you are trying to isolate what in this room is causing me to feel uncomfortable. He says it's the same with biodynamics. It's actually taking away all of that tension and letting the plants express themselves, and you know, it's an actual feel good thing. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get that, and I think honestly, at his heart of hearts, that's what he's trying to do for his part of the world.
His wine always makes me feel good.
Yeah, generally, it makes me feel fantastic. But yeah, as I said, Walter is a genuine. He's not, as I said, not a conglomerate. He's a single man. He's got a lovely daughter who is working in the winery. He's got a great son-in-law, James, who actually they've got their own winery too, but I can't really say too much about that. Just you know, if you do see Cooter and Cooter out there, don't be afraid to buy it. It's fantastic. But again, yeah, just a small plug. But these are real people, and they make real wine to be drunk.
Hey,
So
it's good.
now, after all that conversation, I hope the Shiraz makes me go smile. And yes, it does.
That's real smooth.
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
smooth.
smooth.
It's really smooth.
velvety
It's
bit.
rounded. It's velvety. It's
Yeah.
like velvet all over the tongue. Blue fruit. Lots of bitter chocolate in the bag.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. God, I feel good with the fact that they've actually given me bits of paper to say that I can do all this. Like seriously, like, what do you do for a living? I drink wine.
What I'm talking about.
What a great life. Anyway, Shiraz, what do you reckon, Dan?
Gorgeous.
I think it's one of what you forget about it, don't you?
Yeah. We
It's one of them
sell
ones.
so much of it. We just stop looking at it.
It's not as juby. I always put like a jubiness about the fruit in with McLaren bar.
Yeah, McLaren Bar has a tendency to get really jammy really quickly.
Jammy. Yeah.
Because it gets hot really fast, and if you don't get the grapes off quick enough, they begin to get a little bit overripe, and they get that real jamminess turn up in there.
Which
And-
might.
Which can be really good. A part of it, you get too much of it, it gets too sweet and cloying on the palate. And this is a thing that McLaren Bar winemakers have to be really aware about. Guys like Kevin O'Brien from Kangaroo Road understands this as well. They talk about their wines, you know, trying not to get it, you know, try to pick it in the evening to make sure it's cool when it's picked off the vines. So you can actually get them off in the 8 hours you need to get them off. So yeah, again, it's really, really important to pick at the right time. You pick it even 2 or 3 days later, you can suddenly get spikes in sugar and drops in acidity that will turn the wine into this really jammy, you know, pectin almost sort of style. Pectin being stuff you see in jam, so you know, you get that real jam note to it. So yeah, but this one though, beautiful.
The acid on in the back of this just keeps your mouth watering and watering.
I will say, I reckon that it's older oak in this.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any new French oak or any punch, but just the beautiful flavours that have integrated together. This is a great little wine.
And what,
I did.
$22, $23?
Yeah, for $25 a bottle standard, but we do it on special fairly regularly for about 20 to 22. Yeah.
That's a good price.
Oh,
Brilliant.
you know, you look at these wines and you just go, wow, how awesome is that? It's one of those things. By the way, we do this literally because I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
If I wasn't allowed to do the wines, the wine the pricing and the ranging that I'm able to do, and that is a big thank you to Trevor for doing that, because he could at any point go, "Look, we just want to be the same as every other celebrations," and he lets us do it. Lets us do this kind
I
of
think
thing.
that would make him sad.
I think he'd be surprised how bad it would end for him, but anyway, that aside. But, you know, he allows us to do this and to support these guys. And I think that's a really big thing. Because, again, he's a real winemaker. He's a real person, too, that wants to actually bring smaller wineries and to bring better wines to people's palates. And that's a good thing. It's something that we all aspire to do. Yes. So we've only got one more after this, which is the Cabernet. Oh, I don't want to let go of the Shiraz, honestly.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I'm actually looking forward to the cat.
So McLaren Bar Cabernet for us has been a bit of a winner over the years. Particularly, we're big exponents of Dowie Dual and dandelion.
Yeah.
Dandelion, always.
Yeah. So it's always been that. Let's go for that because if you're a Cabernet drinker,
Them are always great.
the classic Cabernet that you want to drink is a Bordeaux. Things like Chateau Petrus, Lafite, all those kind of ones. Unfortunately, you're going to be paying $900 to $1,000. Let's just scale it back. Let's go to Australia now. The classic region you want Cabernet from is either Margaret River or Coonawarra.
Yeah.
Margaret River is a lot more of that maritime sort of climate, a little bit more black plums, a little bit more of that sort of pristine fruit. Coonawarra is a lot more of winemakers' notes to chalky tannins. I actually quite enjoy some Yarra Valley Cab, but that's an oxymoron for the most part, but it's just really, really lovely. Barossa, the hidden gem of Barossa is honestly Cabernet. McLaren Vale Cab is a great cab to get into if you are not a major Cabernet drinker. And it's a really good Cabernet to get into if you are a major Cabernet drinker that you want to look at something a little touch more fruit.
That's why I always like the dandelion.
Yeah.
So, tannins and grippings, it was just quite smooth. It didn't attack your palate like a big Coonawarra Cabernet.
Yeah. And there's some great Coonawarra Cabernets. We're not trying to disparage Coonawarra Cabernet at all. We really love it.
No, it's
But
probably the
if
best
you
ever.
are getting into Cabernet and you want to see what the Cabernet flavour profile is, that is far more approachable. McLaren Vale is probably the pick of them. Follow that up with Barossa, and then moving on to either Margaret River or Coonawarra, depending where your palate goes. So, well, yeah, there's definitely black fruit, and and it's definitely slightly juvie.
I'm excited.
Cool.
It's dark. There's not a lot of difference between the last three.
On the
in the colour, in the depth of the,
Yep.
the depth of it. Yeah.
This is actually a lot less oak than I was remembering. A lot than I was remembering and expecting, obviously. This is actually showing a lot more of the Cabernet grape than it is actually to do with the winemaking expansion to it. Great acidity, and Cabernet does have higher acidity. The great acidity to the fruit, but to the balance of dries and sweets is actually quite well done. Actually, it's really well done. Like the balance of that is really good because my cheeks are watering like there's no tomorrow. The tannin is still slightly gripping. It's a little bit rounder than you expect from other places. Oak-wise,
Cabernet, definitely.
Yeah.
Expect big gripping tannin.
yeah, you do. This has still got gripping tannins, so it's got a higher acidity, but it's nowhere near what Coonawarra or even Margaret River is. The fruit component is really blackberries, like really big blackberries and juvie notes. So this is a really lovely expression of Cabernet. If you want to get into Cabernet as a style, this is a really good way to start into it.
It's a beautiful one, I'm sure. Yeah.
You like it?
Got some
Yeah.
leathery tobacco.
Yeah, actually tobacco. I will go with that. Tobacco is a tertiary note, which is unusual to turn up in, what year is that? That's not an old one by any stretch.
2022.
Oh, it's actually got 4 years. So, okay, it is developing some of those tertiary notes in there. Oak-wise, I'd say there's old oak in this. I don't think there's new French oak or anything like that. This is definitely old oak. Probably, even, I'd probably say it's got probably 2-year-old oak. But I'll tell you what though, it's just lovely. The fruit is great.
I think I like it better than Shiraz, actually.
Cool. Yeah, I can see that. Although I must admit, I'm going back to the Shiraz now. No, I think I prefer the Shiraz. I know, again, there's old oak in the Shiraz. I don't think it's bright, fresh, sort of new American or French oak. But the roundness and velvetiness of the Shiraz is just fantastic. Interestingly, so let's just quickly revisit. Great aromatics, light, dry, touch of chamomile, crisp. Lovely aromatics in that. It's got
Dry.
it's dry, but it's still got those sort of savoury and red cherry notes to it. Oh, I'm torn. I really like this one.
That temp,
Yeah.
it's good.
No, this isn't. This is
Oh,
the
that seems
Senjo.
amazing.
I really like that because the tomato and this goes so well
It
together.
does, it really
It
does.
really does.
Like a difference.
Lightest one. I'd love to see more oak on that, but if you want that sort of lighter oak style, it's really good. Temp. Oh, that's a cracker. Oh, that's so good.
It's good.
You know the worst part is though,
Yeah.
you have the next
Sure,
one
you
and
sure
you just
have.
go, oh yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
And then you go to the Cabernet and then you
Oh,
go,
yeah.
if that had even a bit more oak good, I'd probably put that to the front.
Oak.
But I'm gonna go with, for me, the Shiraz, which is odd because I would normally go for a Sanjo or a Temp, but the Shiraz is so beautiful, rich and round. It is really, really good. Dan, what do you lean towards? You like the Cabernet?
I do, but I love the fruit in the Shiraz.
So the Shiraz, Adam?
That's Shiraz.
Pretty well, yeah, because the Cabernet I just always liked, but I'd say the Shiraz really surprised me. So I'd say just by that surprise factor.
So the
for
prize
me,
back to the Shiraz?
number one.
Chatty?
The temp was the one that.
Yeah, Temp was just outstanding, wasn't it? It was really
I
good.
really want to say cab because I love it. It's Shiraz.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Shiraz all over.
One choice.
Yeah, look, honestly, the range of wines is really good. The fact that we have to sit there and discuss what it is that we love out.
And like that's nitpicky.
Yeah, by the way, everything I've said even in regards to the GSM,
It's still great.
it's great. It's a good little wine, and I really, really want people like to, honestly, do a dinner party and buy all these suckers, and
Go
just
through 'em yourself.
go try them. I think you'll be surprised if you open up with, and I'm going to give you a small menu plate right now. Start off with oysters, with those.
So
Go on to-
You're not eating at this dinner party, no.
Not necessarily. Oysters Kilpatrick, I love. Anyway, so oysters. Going on to an entree that is going to be like carpaccio. That. Kick on to a paella or even a beef dish like what's a beef chick? Yeah, beef chicks.
Beef or beef cheese, yeah.
And you can finish off with some cheeses and that. That'd be an awesome night.
Beef chicks. no.
Actually, when you do that, please email me and let me know what's happening, and I will be there to help you out with that. So I guess realistically, at the end of the day, I think the big takeaway for me personally is that I got to retry all these wines because it's really, really hard. We have 748 different wines in store. We spend so much time picking and choosing what we want to put in, and then we pick and choose what we're going to put into catalogues. We then have to do recommendations, and by the way, recommendations for the most part are generally $50 to $100 bottles. But if someone comes in and I'm looking for a good $20 bottle of wine, we literally aim them at things that we drink ourselves. So going back and doing this again is always a really, really good thing for us. And for me, the fact is all these wines are made with an ethos in mind, with biodynamics, organics, made by real people. So not made up by Iron Jack from the middle of nowhere, who doesn't exist. Not made by an enormous conglomerate who has a tendency to sell the vineyards and homogenise products. And every year is an expression of the vintage. Yeah, I'm nailed it. This is great. And honestly, if you ever meet the guys, if you get a chance to meet these guys, like James is a very reserved man. I've never actually met Kimberly though. That's Walter's daughter. Walter himself, if you ever get to meet that guy, you will lose time talking to him. And his wife is such a doll that you will actually spend so much time just wanting to talk to her more. So as I said, real people, real wine, well made, fantastic.
It's got heart.
It's got heart. Actually, yeah, it's true. It's got heart. And I think that is what makes me feel happy about the job that I do, is the fact that I'm allowed to do this. So,
Absolutely.
Looking on camera, we can't see it obviously, but the labels and the colours really display well.
yeah, they jump out well.
They come across as natural. Drink me. Go
Yeah.
for it.
And at the end of the day, I think we're all happy that we support these people. So drink well, drink like a savvy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Adam.
All
Press
good.
the button.
Quick!